Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's the flyest vlogger on the planet. My name is Showtime the Czar. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's having a great, positive, productive day as always. You know I got hip hop news, cultural updates, and everything like that for you guys today. But before we do any and all that, you know what you got to do. See that subscribe button on your screen right there. I need you to click that, turn that bell icon on so each and every time one of my videos drop, the content that I'm providing to you, you don't miss it. Let's get into it, y'all. Drop my intro. YouTube, what up, though? All right, so excuse my voice. You know what I mean? I'm under the weather a little bit. I don't know if I'm sick or my sinuses, one of the two, but they both kicking my ass. Okay, so just bear with me for a second. I should have did this video last week because I didn't realize that last week was the 1 year anniversary of the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef, and I watched Rory and Maul. They had a sit down with DJ Head, and they talked about the beef 1 year later, right? So here's what I want to say. After sitting on the music, after sitting with this music for a year now, you've had time to dissect all the bars in each one of the songs. You've had time to analyze and do your hip-hop due diligence and come up with all these, oh, he said this and he said that and what did this mean, and all that good stuff, right? Did your opinion of who won change? Okay. For me, no. Mainly because I feel like Kendrick didn't win during the actual beef itself. To me, I look at these battles nowadays because of battle rappers, they have so many elements, right, when they're battle rapping on stage versus each other, right? They're up there, they making gestures and scenes and gun sounds and with the knives and stuff like that, and they wearing props and costumes and stuff like that. So that's part of the performance, is part of being a great battle rapper. So to me, how does that translate to actual rappers? I won't say actual rappers, but industry rappers. They have to do something similar, right? Like, obviously they can't do a whole bunch of theatrics and props and costumes, so they use elements that they use all the time, which is videos, which is performing on stage, which is social media and all that good stuff. And I think Kendrick captured all of those things: the Super Bowl, the videos, just the artwork for each song, that type of thing. And to me, he really won when he did the pop-out show. Performing it 7 times is extremely petty. And I just thought, like, that's how you win. Like, really, really step on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did to me with Drake, with the pop-out show. And even the pop-out show, according to DJ Head, wasn't even supposed to be about that song, but because it happened, it made the moment so much more monumental. And the fact that they did it on Juneteenth, which was something that Kendrick Lamar poked fun at Drake for, was not embracing his blackness. So to me, that was a knife through the heart right there. But I will say though, after going back listening to some of these songs, Drake did have some bars for Kendrick. I'm not gonna bypass all of the bars that Drake gave him. It wasn't like Kendrick smoked him. It's like a 2-point win in my opinion. Okay, because after listening to, if we're talking about strictly lyrics, he didn't smoke him like that, in my opinion. Okay, if Drake would have had a little bit more things going on, because a lot of people didn't like the AI record, but see, to me, that's part of the battle. I thought that was good. At that point, I had Drake up. When you did the AI record, I'm like, I don't know, Kendrick, where you at? You know what I'm saying? The Not Like Us song dropped, that put Kendrick back up, and then the pop out really gave him a lead. That's how I look at it. But let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments below. 1 year anniversary of the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef. You still got the same winner? Let me know. All right, YouTube. It is time for Plot Twist. Again, excuse my voice. because I'm a little under the weather here. You know, season is changing, and I guess my sinuses have to catch up. All right. But it is time for Plot Twist. I got my girl Lori Mack in the building. Lori Mack, say what up, though, to the people.
What up, though?
All right, so first off, congratulations to A$AP Rocky and Rihanna. They are expecting their third child together. They getting it in, clapping in cheeks.
He ain't let up off her.
Ain't let up off her. I don't blame you, A$AP. Get it in, bro. But what we wanted to talk about today was, so the last video I did the 100 men versus the gorilla thing, right? That's been a trending topic. Well, you know, SNL, they like to stay up on the trending topics as well. And I don't know how to pronounce this comedian's name, but Ego Nawudem. Okay, she's an SNL comedian. And our girl Quinta Brunson from Abbott Elementary. They put their own spin on it. They did two girls versus one gorilla, and they're getting a lot of backlash for it. I guess because one part of the joke, they say, you know, give me my face back, and you know, a lot of black jokes. Lori Mack, you seen it, the clip. What's your thoughts? Are we being too sensitive? What's going on here?
Absolutely. I feel like everybody in this day and age would not be able to survive Mad TV. Obviously, when she said that whole comment of, can I get my face back? We all know that means, why are you staring? That's what that meant. Now, y'all took one little thing and be like, oh, why is she talking about us? That's racist. It's not. It was never that deep. When she said, can I have my face back? She's like, dang, why are you staring so hard? That's what that means. Like, y'all are so sensitive. It's just, oh my God. Like, we would not live in a day and age where Mad TV was around. Y'all would cry over every little skit. And Mad TV was funnier.
Yeah. So, 100%. Do you think, had the caption not been there, can I get my face back? You think people would have read deep into that?
I mean, that's
because I didn't hear it. That didn't cross my mind as a black monkey joke.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, that's why they read into it. Because of the fact that it was two black women in a gorilla. They took every little thing that they could from it and be like, oh, why did you say it like that? When it was never about that. It was about the fact of, why you staring?
I'm surprised it took this long for a black joke to come out of this 100 man versus gorilla thing anyway. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't even think about no black jokes when this 100 man versus gorilla thing popped up. So the fact that it took the women to come up with the joke is crazy to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's even crazier how sensitive everybody is about it. Because it's just like, come on, man. Come on. It's just like, first off, you think she would be calling herself a gorilla?
And why can't black people make gorilla jokes?
Right.
I feel like if it's
in reference to us or whatever y'all want to say,
right?
We should be able to talk about it. Right. We should be able to talk about it however we want to talk about it. But the thing is that it was never about that. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all are so sensitive. Y'all take every little thing like, oh, what did that mean? What's that about? What's this? What's that? When it's not even that deep. It's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, if you grew up back in the 90s and the early 2000s,
it was way worse.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Not only was it worse, but that's how people talked. That's how they would talk. You know what I'm saying? If you go into a girl, why you all in my face? Why you staring? Don't have a mean girl in your corner. So it's just, I just feel like people should grow up. Think about it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being like, dang, that's offensive to me. Why is it offensive to you?
Like, I feel like we're in a hypersensitive world right now.
Very much so. People.
If that caption wasn't there, I wouldn't even leaned into that.
But that's what I'm saying. Why even make the caption? You know, to stir the pot.
This is not to blame you guys. I would assume, and when I say you guys, I mean blogs. This is just,
but that's the thing though. People do that because they want to create something out of nothing. That's how blogs blew up. You know how blogs came about when they first came out.
Right. But I feel like people felt the way.
The truth.
Social media felt the way before it got to the blogs and the blogs.
Yeah, because racism is a thing. We all know this, and it's to the point where you can't say anything or I'll be like, oh damn, you talking about me? You being racist to me? You being racist this race? Like I said, and it comes to being sensitive. It is. I'm not saying it's not racism.
In everything. I'm one of those people. I find the racism first, so I'm not gonna lie.
I need to go
but this here, I didn't hear it. Maybe because it was two black women. So,
but you got to think about it in a whole. Like, this is not that. This is not a racist moment. You know what I'm saying? This is two black women doing a skit. And do you think if
about
they were
something
trying,
that's popular,
right,
going on right now?
And then do you think if they were calling themselves, referring to themselves as a gorilla, they would do it in that type of skit or that format?
It could have been funnier.
Why would they degrade themselves? Why would they do that? Come on now. Why would they degrade everybody else if they got the same skin color?
Facts. All right, well, let us know how you feel about this in the comments below, man. Was this they going too far, or was this just people being extra sensitive and taking this out of context? Let us know how you feel about it in the comments below. But that's all we got for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed our video, which we know you did, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow us on socials. And until next time, we're out of here, y'all. Peace.